Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Welcome to the Linzie Show. I am your host today, and guess what, guys? I have an amazing friend here who has come all the way from St. Louis, Missouri to support his girl. But before that, I just again want to thank everyone for tuning in and the audience. And let's go ahead. We're going to get into it. So I have my good friend, Mike Jones, is in the building today.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, Mike?
How you doing?
I am well, and I so appreciate you coming all the way from St. Louis to, be here and support your girl. We have an event going on. We've been busy all week, and you decided to come in and stop into my space here and be on my show. So I thank you.
I'm excited. I love it. Texas is so nice, and I had, different opinions about Texas.
Yes, we talked about that. Yes, great. Hey, you guys, I want to tell you a little bit about Mr. Mike Jones. Not only my dear friend, who I adore and love, we met, what?
15 years ago?
15 years ago, so this is a long-time relationship, and they're going to know all about it when we get into this. But Mike Jones, let me go and do this real quick here, because...
Just put on our glasses.
I have to put on glasses. Mike Jones was born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. He's the youngest of 6. Very much a blended personality, he says, plus his own. He is an accomplished runway coach, had been in the business for 30 years. A long time there. Now, he said, I travel and teach confidence, self-esteem, and professionalism to models around the world. And I know that to be true. And Mike loves what he does.
I do.
He loves what he does. Thanks.
Yeah, because modeling is just not being pretty. And people have always thought it was. Even I did when I got into it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm not pretty. I'm not, I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. But then I found out what it really was. So yeah. It's a difference. It's really different.
Yeah, and you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah. I was a baby when I started, but yeah.
A baby? Come on, tell me. Baby, what?
No, I say that because when people say, oh, you've been in a long time. I was a baby when I started. I was only 3 now.
Okay, see, because we've known each other 50 years, so, we know one another, and so when you say baby, I'm saying maybe you did baby commercials and I didn't know it.
No.
Yeah.
Just jokes to say that. Yeah. I'm not that old, but I think we're all as old as we feel.
You are.
And I feel great. I've always felt great. And that, I used to wonder, people like, you really can't be that happy all the time. Uh-huh. You just can't. It's not possible. But for me, it's possible. And it's probable and it's real, and I can't fake it. Yeah. You can't fake it. Being happy is definitely a choice.
It is a choice. It's a choice. And you spread that. And you look great today.
Thank you.
You're looking amazing today.
You too.
Okay, all put together, and I love it. So, Mike, we're gonna go ahead and get into. I want to know a few things that about you, and I want the audience to know you too. So, what? Tell me one of your defining moments.
One of my defining moments
in life.
I think it's when I decided I wanted to be a model. Because before that, I was fighting it tooth and nail, because my godmother, she had a pageant. So Murdine used to put on these pageants for Miss America, Miss Teenage America, and I had to be an escort and escort the girls down the runway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like 14.
Wow, at 14?
Yeah, and I didn't like girls then. I don't know why. I was a little crazy, and I used to just be so mad about it. I'm like, oh, I hated them, and we would be fussing the whole way down the runway, wherever I was walking with.
Mm-hmm.
We fussed the whole way down the thing. Pull me this way, don't pull me that way.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't like it. And then one day, I went to Chicago to meet this guy, and he taught me what modeling really was.
Okay.
That was a defining moment in my life, because that's when I decided I really wanted to be a model.
Yeah.
You know, seeing him do what he did in the modeling industry was really something.
How did you meet him?
Well, I decided that I wanted to learn how to model because I couldn't. I was slew-footed. My feet would go each way, you know, so they're pigeon-toed, then they're slew-footed. I was slew-footed. I was the worst with it. And so people made fun of me. People talked about me, and that's another reason I didn't want to model, because I'm like, they show me, they talk about me. I don't walk right. And he told me the story, Alex told me the story of him being slew-footed.
Okay.
And for that reason, he learned how to model and be the best at it. And then this man took this coat, and he threw this coat up in the sky.
Wow.
And when it came back down, it was on his body. And that to me was like magic. And so from that day forward, I knew what I wanted to do.
That was amazing.
Yes.
Yes. So you knew what you wanted to do.
I knew what I
then.
wanted to do.
Wow, it is a defining moment.
Yes, it was.
So
It
he
was
took
very
you under his
defining.
wing, right?
He did.
Okay.
He did, and I started working for him. Well, not working for him. I started modeling for him in the sense that he would have shows or bookings, and he would call me, you know, and we would work all night long trying to get these feet together, you know, because my feet just was not working for me. But at any rate, he got those feet together, and once he started to teach me all the different little tricks that he did on the runway, I learned. It was about showing the item that you're wearing. It wasn't about your looks, you know, because I was worried about me being looking good and, you know, hold on my haircut and I got to do this. And it wasn't about none of that. You know, it was really about the confidence inside of me.
Yes.
You know, and I think that confidence, even with men, is just a thing that goes under the water. No one really trips off of it. You know, oh, you're confident. If you're a man, you're confident because you got to take care of your family. You got to do this and you got to do that.
Automatic.
Well, where does that confidence come from? You know, where did you learn it? Where did you get it? You know, or your dad, was your dad confident? Did he teach you confidence? So those different things are the things that I look at now, and I look at differently because I've experienced people. Excuse me, I've experienced people, and I've learned that everybody's different.
Yeah. And that's key that you said that, because men have to learn it from somewhere. A mentor, your own father, a mentor, and you just think that automatically, like you said, that's enlightening, that guys are supposed to, because they're the lead, they're the head, you know.
And sometimes their wife is more confident than them.
And they need that. And your young men, you have to be reminded that we do still have to pay attention to young men as a package and as
their
a
confidence
human,
as well.
as a human. Yeah. Tell me, did you ever learn how to put on the jacket?
Oh, well, not like he did. Well, I never knew. I never learned how to do like he did it.
Yeah.
But we're all different. We carry our own passion. So my thing is, I do know how to put on the jacket and take it off.
Okay.
In the midst of a turn. And I learned how to do that. I taught myself how to do that.
You taught yourself.
Yeah, how to put it on in the midst of a turn, because you can put it on standing still and take it off, but turning and putting it on and taking it off is a different thing.
Wow.
So I taught myself that.
Have I ever seen you do that?
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna have to get that one in.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you've honed in. So it's over the years, you know, being able to hone in on your craft and what you want to express and how you want to express yourself and how you want to identify with what you do.
But when I was younger, I wanted to identify differently. I wanted to be cute, dress up, put on nice clothes, and I thought that was so wow. Until one time I had a fashion show, and I thought, oh, the more designers you get, the better you are. They love you. Yeah, well, I had a show with 8 designers. I was so tired. I was about to pass out. My feet had cramped up. My toes was curled up. I could barely walk. I mean, it was horrible. And I learned then that's not
That's not it.
that's not it. You know, because once they book you for the job, you're booked, so you're gonna get one salary. Whether you do 9 designers, 1 designer, or 20,
Okay.
you're gonna get the same amount of money unless you're doing Fashion Week. Now, Fashion Week you get paid per designer, but in regular modeling you're gonna get one salary. So modeling for all those designers I learned was not the thing.
Okay.
Okay, and your toes get cramped up, okay, because you're stiffening them when you're walking,
Yeah.
especially if you're doing a mannequin turning thing. You're stiffening those toes, so those toes get cramped.
It's a lot of
Oh,
work.
God.
It's a lot of work. I know a lot of people think that, when they get into it, you're either gonna have the passion for it to be able to carry it out, because it is a lot of work.
And it's not glamorous. Stop that.
It is not.
It's not glamorous. Running and sweating and putting on clothes while people wipe you off and put on clothes for you, you don't even get nothing, just stand there. It's not fun. Not for me.
Yeah, I don't think it's fun for any other models, but like I said, you have to have a love for
You
what
do.
you're doing.
A passion, yeah.
Yeah, have a passion for it to carry it out, because it is a lot. Of
It's a
work.
lot. And people have always thought it was glamorous.
Mhm.
Oh, you be a model, that's glamorous. Yeah, I thought a flight attendant was too, till they told me that I had to buckle people in before I buckle myself. And I said, because my hair turbulence, I'm running to my seat, stuffing in. They're like, no, you got to make sure the guest is. I'm like, I kind of messed up on that part.
What do you like to do in your downtime when you're not coaching and doing all the other things you do in the industry?
I don't even think I have downtime because lately I haven't. I'm constantly creating in my head, and I think that I think people do shows now to pay their rent. People do shows to do whatever they're trying to do, attention. You know, back in the day where I'm from, we used to do shows to actually show off a designer, actually show the clothing, to actually put on a show that people were impressed with.
Okay.
And I hope and pray that fashion shows get back to that, to where we are, we've allowed the internet and everything else to come into play, to where we've gotten away from what modeling really is. And there's a lot of people that need this modeling thing, and not just to model, to become confident, to get that self-esteem back that they lost,
That's so nice.
Yeah, and you got some girls that are being taught, they being called the B word at an early age, and they've learned to disrespect themselves by calling themselves the B word, and no one is really looking at respect. What happened to the respect we had, just not for each other, but for ourselves?
Right.
Where's your self-respect?
Right.
So I think modeling and all of that comes with that, because you're teaching them self-respect, self-esteem. You're teaching them professionalism.
Yes.
How to come into a place and be professional, not loud. You're teaching them not to be dismissive to people. So I think all of that comes together when you're doing a fashion show.
Yeah, we've talked about it so many times throughout the years, because you and I have the same perspective and the same heart and same passion towards modeling, that it's the inside out. It works inside out, and it's good. It's good because it allows you to look at yourself and personal development and all of that, that you gain from it, because it's simultaneous. Do you find that? Do you find it simultaneous?
And just think about when you were young and you heard about modeling. What did you think? The first thing came to your mind?
First thing that came to my mind was the beauty on the outside.
The glamorous. It's glamorous. It's so beautiful to be a model. You have to be beautiful.
And I'm going to give you a little history about it. I lived, had some years in Los Angeles. We moved there from the Midwest, when I was young, about 5 years old. And we lived, the area that we lived in, towards the end of the street was like a dead-end street, and there's a park. It's a park where everyone would go to. They had a swimming pool and community building and so on. So every year, I don't know where these ladies came from. I was just fascinated. They would have a fashion show, and it was community. It was free, so I just found myself sitting there, and I couldn't wait, sitting there on the community area floor on the ground, and these ladies, beautiful ladies, tall, beautiful ladies, and California, Los Angeles, they do it. They did it back then. It was like in the 70s, I think 77. I just remember the songs, And then you had, just Foxy Brown image. Oh my goodness, it was so big to me. And I look back now and talking about it now, I knew where those seeds were planted to do what I'm doing today and do what I've done throughout the years. So yeah, just I watched the beauty of those ladies and the confidence of those ladies. I was just fascinated.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't think I ever told that story.
Well, I'm glad you shared.
Thank you. Yes.
I think that Ebony Fashion Fair, as I was talking to you earlier, was on to a modeling group that used to travel all around the world doing fashion shows, and they had online skits and stuff that they would do. It was just phenomenal. It was just great. Their shows was just off the chain.
And you were a part of it.
And I did it for 3 years, and I also was the S-Curl man on the S-Curl box.
Yes.
And I was awesome. I did a lot of things.
I didn't get a chance to go through that, but I'm hoping all of it's going to come out when we talk.
I did a lot of things. Yeah. And I'm grateful, and I'm thankful. The people I've gotten to meet in my life, Stevie Wonder and everyone, just meeting Nana, it's just everybody that God has placed in my life. I think it's been for a reason.
Yes.
And he doesn't send just regular people to me. I don't know why. My whole life I've always met people that were over and beyond.
Okay.
And I like that. And I like the fact that God takes that kind of time with me because I'm a different kind of person.
Okay.
Being a model, you spend a lot of time by yourself. And people don't know that, but you spend a lot of time by yourself because people are not doing what you're doing. They're working at McDonald's.
That's true.
You're modeling.
That's true.
Two different worlds. And they think you better or whatever, and you're going through all this mental stuff that adults go through when you're a kid.
That's true.
But you got a business you got to take care of. You got to make sure they're paying you right. You got to make sure you're being treated right. And you're a kid, and you don't have an agent taking care of you. So back then, I had to really stumble through, and thank God I made it to this point.
Yes, that is true. You're right about it because it's almost like an athlete, going pro or just having not just that, but just having a vision and being on a higher, going to the highest, or even like you said, in positions and people where you have beyond where you are at that current moment.
And they're not going to treat you like a kid and take you through it. They're going to treat you as an adult because it's all about money. And you should know. And if you don't know, and if you don't have the people, or your family's not sending you the right people to, hey.
It takes a unique person.
Oh my God, it does.
And a calling and a vision and owning that vision. It took me a long time, Michael, and I know we talk a lot. And you share some things with me too. But it took me a long time to own what God had for me. And if I can encourage anyone and encourage, young people or just encourage anyone, grab at it, take a hold of it right now. Own it because you got to grow. It's a process. You're going to grow into it.
Yeah, and that's what we were just talking about, me being a kid and not knowing. So you're doing this workshop. What?
Yeah.
That's giving them that knowledge. That's somebody like me sitting up there saying, I've done this, I know this, and this is what's done. This is how it's done. Okay? I never had that. They never had these workshops for me. I had to stumble through it, and my parents as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these companies and agencies, my mother and father were a young black family. My dad was worked at the post office. My mother was a sales girl at Famous Bar. We were an average family and what have you, but they knew nothing about this industry at all.
And you started. Let's talk about it. What age did you start?
14. I was 14.
You started at 14.
Yeah, and then I had to get a tutor. My mother was very against that. She wanted me to go to school. She's like, no, he's going to school. And they're like, no, he's going to be going to school where he'll have a tutor. So I had a tutor from the time I was 14 till I was 17, and I graduated high school at 17 years old. Yeah,
isn't it amazing how in people's lives are called to into destiny in that way. And I think I'm hoping, with this show and you on the show having the loads of information about the industry, entertainment industry, and what I do and others and those who dream dream. I guess we're just talking about at this moment, at this the big dream.
Yeah.
And being able to own it,
Well, people have a lot of visions. I want to be this. I want to do that. I want to be this. I never had a dream of modeling. I just never did. Like I said, I thought about it as being glamorous, and here I was a little dark-skinned guy, with pretty hair, and I just thought I had it, And then life taught me that it took more than that. I had to really build my confidence, because when little stuff would happen to me, I wouldn't want to do a show because this happened or that happened, because my confidence was low.
Right.
And so around certain people, I felt a certain kind of way. Guys who were taller.
Yeah.
Or, we had, I did, oh my God, Perry Ellis, first black guy. So it was me and 19 white boys. Well, I don't mean to say it like that.
Yeah.
White guys. It was me and 19 white guys. So they used to hide my shoes. They used to do all kinds of
shoes.
Yeah, time for me to go on the runway. I can't find my shoes.
You do find a lot of that.
It was so, but we were kids. We were young.
Yeah.
They were young too, so I can't say like it was a prejudice thing or.
Yeah.
But
Just
they did a lot of things to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things to me, and and I laugh today because a lot of those people are gone on, and they're not in this business, and I'm still here. I am yet black and still here.
Yeah.
And I thank God that He has blessed me to, I don't work a job. This is what I do for a living. This is what my career has been for the last 30 years. And I thank God, because I don't think I could have done anything else. Not me and my personality. Yeah.
You're born for it.
I was born to do something, but not working somebody's job. Because they'd have fired me that same day.
Born for this, but it's a blessing that you decided to cooperate with your destiny.
Yes.
I keep going back to that, because a lot of people don't. They'll do what others want them to do, or they do what, and they're not only that they don't, but circumstances don't allow them to live their life the way that.
And when you say circumstances, so I come from the inner city, you guys. When I tell you I grew up on the west side of St. Louis, which is like the worst side of St. Louis, I didn't grow up there, but I started there. From the time I was born to the time I was like 10, we lived in the inner city on the west side. Then my dad got a job at the post office. So then we moved on up to the big leagues. And my parents bought a house in the county, and my mom had a good job. So we were living pretty good. We were considered, a good modern family. My mom had a car, dad had a 2-car garage. We had a nice house. But me as a child, I was over the top. And my mom used to always say, go outside and play with the kids. And I was like, I don't play with kids. And mind you, I was like 7, 8, and I would have the newspaper sitting next to my dad, like.
Oh wow.
And he would just look at me and just laugh. He thought that was the funniest thing ever. He was like, something's wrong with you, little dude. Something's really wrong with you.
Well, they seen it though.
But I was old before my time.
Yes, they seen it. I remember you were telling me.
I was never a child. I don't never remember playing. People talk about marbles and this. I never played anything. I would dress up and sit there like I was going somewhere and wasn't going anywhere.
That is funny.
Now you tell me a child, I was strange.
Yes.
I was a little strange.
Well, you're a gift to the world now, so we appreciate you.
A little strange.
We appreciate you. Hey, talking about traveling, I know that your career, has taken you a lot of places.
Oh yeah. So I never thought a little guy like me could go out the country. But you guys, I have been. I've been to Dubai. I've been to London. I've been to Paris. Well, I went to Paris when I was a flight attendant. Oh yeah, these are all working jobs, And I've been to Ghana. And when I think about these opportunities I've had, I got to Ghana because of Stevie Wonder. And when I think about these opportunities I've had, I think that a lot of people would have died to have, but I think we don't live in the moment, and I think I was telling Anna yesterday that, a lot of things happen in your life, great things, but you don't live in the moment, and you forget them, or they go by and you've done it and then it's over. Yeah. And there's no footage, there's nothing to remember because it was all vague memory, but if you lived in that moment, you would have got the blessing that God was trying to give you.
And I think you did. You know, back then we didn't have the cameras and the cell phones behind us.
We
you know,
didn't
a lot
have
of that. So, but it's good. It's in you and it's enriched you.
But I forget, because like this just recently that I went to Dubai, and it's just recently that I went to London, and I didn't do any pictures, and people will tell you this around me. I just forget. Just even here at the studio with Anna, I was like, oh, I need to get some footage.
Yeah.
And here it is, 30 minutes and I still haven't done it. So that's what I do all the time. I forget. And then we were driving around, I was like, oh, I need some footage of Houston. She's like, oh, Michael, look.
Yeah.
And it's too late. I'm like, oh, I got to turn my phone on and I got to.
Yep, you did do that.
Instead of being ready and knowing that I need to live in that moment.
And that's good though. You're taking it in.
Yeah.
You're taking it in. So,
I do.
and it's making, and I think it's important that it becomes a part of you first so that you can be authentic. And I think that's part of what makes us.
So celebrities, I am impressed with you guys. I do be meaning to take pictures and do stuff like that. I just forget. I forget.
Where's a place that you haven't been that you would like to go to?
A place I haven't been that I would like to go to would probably be Australia.
Australia, I've been there.
Because my friend went to Australia, and when she brought back the pictures of the greenery, oh my God,
Yeah.
like the trees, the color of the trees are totally different green than this green we see.
It's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. So I would love to go there. I would love to go to Australia.
Okay. Well, we are ready for a commercial break. Let's just, we're going to take a moment. Thanks, Mike Jones.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back.
when you want to talk, I'm here.
Hey guys, we're back. Thank you for coming back and joining us again. I am here with my good friend Mike Jones, renowned runway coach, and we have been talking about his career and his perspective on life, and also giving us a lot of information here, background information about the modeling industry. Welcome back, Mike.
Hello.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, we were talking about traveling and the places that you have traveled and where you want to go. We said Australia.
Yes, I
Yes.
want to go to Australia. I've never been.
Want to go there.
Yes.
So, but hey, I also want to know right now, what excites you?
Wow. That's a good question. What excites me?
What excites you at this very moment? We talked about living in the moment.
Small things excite me. When I give back, that's what excites me.
Oh yes, that's a good one.
When I give back, that
That's a
excites
good
me.
one. That's a good one.
And like some people do things for notoriety, and they want everybody to know they did them. I do a lot of things and I don't tell nobody about them. And some things people see, but I really don't speak on it because it was special to me, you know, and that's why I leave it.
Mm-hmm. That is a good one, though. Give it back. It's rewarding. So I can see that.
It is. And that's how you continue to be blessed, and we have not learned that yet. You know, we become so cocky and it's all about me. It's all about me. And we don't help anybody else. And so therefore, God can help us.
A great fulfillment. It is very fulfilling. Yeah. And I'm glad that he put that in us, and referencing God, I'm glad that he put that in us to give.
Yes.
We are, I mean, by nature, people want to give, you know. And if you are one of those people who is a giver, you know how rewarding it is.
People don't. They just, especially these days, people are so selfish and everybody want it for themselves. You know, you look at the Mexicans. They live 50 to a house. They don't care whose house it is. Ain't nobody running around, this is my house.
There's something to it, right?
This is my house. You know, we have to get away from all of that and learn to come together.
Yeah.
You know, I was in Ghana and they did this little thing where they were talking about the United States versus Ghana, well, versus Africa. And they were saying, so they put this thing, this food, a big basket of food in the middle of the floor. So you got all these African kids around it. And so whoever gets to the basket first gets the food.
Oh.
Now you look at thinking in Africa, they're hungry. You know, these people are going to fight to get this food. They're going to knock each other over to get to this food. So they put the food in the middle and ready, set, go. And what happened? The Africans joined hands and all ran to the food together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So that is what I would love for us to do in the United States.
That is amazing.
You know, let's run to the food together and know that we can all eat instead of you having the whole plate to yourself. That's all.
That's amazing. That wow. Interesting. I didn't know. Didn't know. Is that a practice of theirs?
No. Actually, it was something someone was showing me.
Showing you.
Yeah, because we were talking about the differences in the United States, and you know, because they weren't receiving me well, and I feel like me being a dark-skinned male, that you know, I'm just as African as you, and they don't see it.
Oh yeah, it's different.
They see me as an American, and that's it. So they think I'm very white-oriented and very different. So I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to get that conversation on the table with them about why you feel that way about me. I mean, I'm darker than you, and they explained it. They explained it, and then the way we were raised, and the way we think of things, and they feel like we take advantage of our opportunities, and we don't use them like education and things that they would love to have that we take advantage of.
Or you have a point there. Yeah. Who is your favorite person? I think I know. At least I think I know two of them. But who's your favorite person in the world?
My favorite person?
Come on, say it. Say who I think you're thinking.
Who you're thinking?
Kenny. You're.
Oh, Kennedy. You mean my favorite? Oh God.
Yeah.
I think you talking about a celebrity or something. Okay. I'm back.
Kenny.
So, I don't have any children, you guys. I'm childless. But 9 years ago, my nephew had a daughter, and her name is Kennedy. And Kennedy is my heart and everything. Like, you guys, I love her so much. Like, she was my kid.
Look at that smile.
And she, and when you say unconditional love, so if I'm feeling down or anything and Kennedy calls me, the first thing she calls me, when she calls me, the first thing she says is, "Hey, how you feeling?"
How you feeling?
Yes. And if I say, "Oh, I'm good," well, that doesn't sound good, so I'm going to ask you again. "Hey, how you feeling?" And I'll say, "Oh, I'm good." Kennedy, she say, "There we go." So it's just like for her to be that young.
I know.
She's always been mature, though. She's always been mature. At 2 years old, my friend said, "Oh, Kennedy, I want to take you out to eat. What would you like?" She said, "Steak and shrimp, please." So...
Steak and shrimp?
At 2 years old. Which kids would talk about nuggets or something like that. Not Kennedy. And now she likes seafood boils which are like $50, $60. So I told her she'll never have a boyfriend. Don't even worry about it. No one's gonna date you, honey, because you're too expensive.
Wow. Well, I thought it'd be appropriate to get her because I know how much you care about
Yeah,
her.
that's my baby. She's a gymnast. Please support her.
Yes.
She's a gymnast, and she's gonna be the next Simone Biles, she said. So
Yes.
support Kennedy Jones. Thank you.
Yes. I thought that would be fun. I know.
Yes, that's my heart. That's my heart.
Who has been your inspiration in life?
So really,
That could be personal or career-wise.
the inspiration in my life is my sister Corman.
Okay.
So I told you I came from a family of light-skinned people. I mean, my mother had 6 kids.
6. Yeah. Please.
Okay. My dad's dark skinned, but my mother is light skinned and short. My mother is 5'4". My dad is 6 feet. So I'm right there in the middle. And but I'm his complexion. And they're all my mother's complexion and my mother's height.
Wow.
So I was the totally different child. The last and totally different. So, like I said, I had to build my own self-confidence. But I do want to say that my dad helped me with that. So I say my sister and my dad were very implemented. My mother was just the ruler of the house. She just ran everything, you know. She issued out the whoopings and everything. My dad was laid back. He was very cool. He just talked to you like you was 30. He didn't never talk to us like we were kids. He really talked to you like you were grown, making an adult. And he would tell you, make a decision. What we gonna do?
And you probably did it on purpose.
And I mean, I think I'm kind of philosophical and kind of crazy today because of that. Because he was so analytical about everything. Well, think about that. Just think about that.
Okay.
You just stole that pen out the store. Okay. So they're missing a pen. But you're a thief. So he would make you feel so bad about whatever you did. You didn't want to do it no more. He didn't even reprimand you, or he just made you feel really low. And you would never want to do whatever it was. Okay. So I think my sister and my dad were both.
Well, what did your sister do?
So my sister, my family used to call me Black. And she used to slap him and say he fine, black and fine. Don't forget that part.
You.
And she used to make them say that. She would beat them up until they said it. And she really instilled that confidence in me that I was black and fine.
She supported you.
So I never had those self-esteem issues or never thought I couldn't do this or couldn't do that. I always felt I could. Anything I wanted to do, I felt I could.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And here it is many years later, I've done so much. So much, and I know it's because of her.
Oh.
And I think her spirit, she's dead now, but I think she still guides me.
Yes. You always have that.
She's always guiding me.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Yeah. So we know that your resume is accomplished in the modeling and entertainment industry. I know that you have Stella Lesueur.
Yes.
You are a fashion designer because I believe at one point, or you do, still working on your own fashion line.
Yeah, so I wouldn't call myself a designer.
I call it a designer.
But I did draw some sketches, and I am starting to come forth with my sketches and get material and get a seamstress to try to bring that vision to life. I do think my stuff is kind of on a hip hop type turn, but I do have a couple of nice evening pieces as well.
Okay, I didn't know you had the evening pieces in there.
Yeah, I've added 2 evening dresses as well. So
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I got a total of 12 pieces
that
I really want to bring to life. And I think in the next couple of years I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have it, but people don't know being a designer is very expensive. Material and this and that and seamstress and it's just the whole thing is very expensive. But once I get it together, I promise you guys, you're gonna be the first to see it.
Yes.
I'll probably come to Texas first.
Yay! Because a lot of people know you as as a runway coach, right now a runway coach. But that's knowing one another and just watching what you do and admiring what you do. I just wanted to highlight that about you. Also, you have been a music manager, or you manage artists.
Yes, I do music as well. My niece was Penelope Jones. She signed to Nelly's labels. Well, she was signed to Universal, but she also worked with Nelly, and she got a song with them on Linzee's album called Jangalang.
Oh.
She's done her own CD. She got songs with Lil Wayne, Miss Me With That Foolishness. She got a song with Maya, so she's done a lot of stuff. And I was her manager. Then my cousin Toya did the song I Do. And that was a big phenomenal song. It's still on Billboard charts, top 50. So yeah, I've done that. I was on tour with Jessica Simpson because Toya was touring with her. So I was on tour with them. And then Penelope was touring with Keisha Cole, and I was on tour with them.
Okay.
Which was a lot.
A lot.
That tour was a lot.
Yeah. Or do you have any artists now? Music artists?
No, right now the modeling stuff is just taking over my life. It's just I'm booked for this, I'm booked for that. Now they're trying to book me to speak. I don't even speak. Everybody know I just walk. That's what I do. I model, I walk. You want to know what I do? I'll start walking for you. But talking, not everything. But I had to host an event last year. No, I had to last year. And that threw me into the hosting. Someone saw me do it and like, oh God, you gotta host my event.
You're so good at it.
I'm like, huh? No, I'm not a talker.
You're good. You said that you're like at the talking, but your energy is really good in front of crowds.
So that's what they said. Well, your energy is gonna match, and we're gonna. So they're gonna book me for that. So we're gonna show up. Me and my girls. I always show up my two girls, and they're beautiful. I want to give a shout out to Maya and Mayana, my two beautiful girls that travel with me, and we open shows and do a lot of things together.
Is that something you, even though you don't like it, something you will continue to do?
Hosting?
The hosting?
No.
No. Don't really want to do
won't be
it.
nothing. No, because I like to do things now that I enjoy. And I don't enjoy that. I'm not an out front person anymore. I'm really background. I'm really way in the back. Put me so far in the back, you can't see me. I'm so black. But put me in the back.
Am I missing anything? What else do you do in addition to the runway coaching? Did I miss?
What? Something else I'm doing?
Yeah, or have done?
Well, I've done commercials. I've done acting. All these are things that I did that I love. And then recently, I got a job in California working for Tracy Christian modeling agency, and I recently turned that down because I think that my life is taking a different turn at this age in my life. And people keep saying, "Don't say your age. Don't say, don't worry about your age," but you have to. Because there are different times you go through in your life, and your body goes through different things, you go through different things, your mind goes through different things as you age and you mature. You look at things so differently.
You do.
And me, I should look at things from a different standpoint. Now I look at them from a more manager standpoint, to where I can manage my life well.
Exactly.
My life was somebody else's because they took me here, they took me there. I did this, I did that. I had to do this, I had to be there. I had to be in this time. Casting calls, bookings. It was just all my whole life. I never remember sitting down as a kid and coloring in a coloring book or something.
Right.
I mean, I just never had that normalcy. And I think if you got your kids into anything, into entertainment, please keep normalcy in their life.
Yeah.
Just normalcy.
I can see that. I can see that.
Then they won't be crazy with me. Because I am bad.
Fun bad. You're fun bad. Do you have a favorite in everything that you have done? Is there a favorite?
Do I have a favorite thing?
In the industry?
I think back in the day it was acting. I really loved to act because I think I'm kind of dramatic. And so I have different things that I did, especially stage plays. I did a lot of stage plays, and that was great for me because I got a chance to really, research me.
Okay.
Because when you go and you want to do some other character, you research them. You say, what kind of person will say? Do they act like this? Do they move like this? Their mannerisms. And in doing that, it helps you look at yourself. To what you do, what's your norm.
Yeah.
And well, that's what it did for me. I started looking at my norm, and who I am, and how I've evolved, and also I want to say this to any child that's being bullied. And people think bullying is somebody putting their hands on you, but that's not the bullying I'm speaking of.
Okay.
I'm speaking of verbal bullying.
Okay.
And I'm speaking of, when people know that you have a career, they speak negative on it because they have a job. So if you research job and you research career, they're two different things. And they're two different names for a reason. And so people will get very mad. They know you got a career, because that means you're not clocking in like that. That means that you have your own schedule, you're setting your own times, you're doing your own thing. And being 17, 18, having a career was hard on me. So I want to say, nowadays it's easier because they got agents, they got this, they got that, they got a lot of things working with these kids. I just wanted to say, stay positive. Don't let anyone turn your sky into a ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Keep looking at the sky. Stop looking at the ceiling.
Yep. That's good. That's good. Glad you shared.
Thank you.
Yes. Did you choose, and then this may be a question that because we talked about the modeling and how you got started, but I want to know, did you choose modeling or modeling chose you?
I definitely think modeling chose me.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I didn't want it. I really didn't want it. If I had never met Alex, I don't think I ever would have been a model.
Yeah.
Because
some people choose it. But
I didn't.
And then modeling, it chooses you.
It chose me. It chose me because when I saw that man get on that runway,
Yeah.
and he had me on the edge of my seat, like I'm just waiting to see what he's gonna do next. Like, oh my God.
I think that was me too.
So that when you have that type of model on your runway, you just transfixed, and I was, with him. Every time I would see, I would go to shows that Alex was in, and I was a model. I was supposed to be backstage, but I would run outside in the audience to see him do his thing. Yeah. That's the magic he presented to that stage, and that was just some kind of power. Just some, I don't know, like. I think to myself, I think people get stuff from everywhere. Somebody can sing, or some people have poetry, and I've always wondered, so where does modeling come from? Like, where do you get that? Like, where is that? But I think what it is the real thing of it, self-confidence and motivation and the self-esteem. That's what it is.
Yeah, the transformation.
Yes,
Yeah,
so that's what it is.
I agree. I wanted to ask that question. So, I know that you also too, as love fashion, you put it together.
Oh yeah.
You always look nice.
Yeah, I love styling.
Styling. Do you like being as a stylist or just styling?
Yeah, I think I would love to have been a stylist for like some celebrities, like dress them and something.
Okay.
But not normally because the stuff I pick, you're gonna spend a lot of money. You're gonna spend a lot of money on the stuff I pick. I've always had caviar taste, be about a pocket. I go for the most expensive stuff. Even though now that I've gotten an age, I like to just put on shorts and a t-shirt, and that's how I run around. Unless I got somewhere to go, unless I know I got to be somewhere, then I'm gonna try to do a little better. But I'm not into fashion for me as much as I used to be. But I love to see other people. And I love to dress somebody and say, ooh, just look like my little Kennedy, my niece. I just love dressing her. She's just my favorite to dress because she loves clothes.
Do you have a favorite designer?
I do. I do have several favorites. Okay. It's hard for me to just pinpoint.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say Donatella Versace is my mostest favorite. Okay. And the reason I call her that is not just because of her designs, but because when I was trying to get into the fashion week, I don't know what all we can say on the radio, but it was hard for me to get in because I was a black man. Okay. And it was a white-dominated industry. And so when you come in new as a fashion coordinator, what you get is, it's a blessing to be hired, don't get me wrong. But you come in on the bottom floor. So what you're doing is you're trained. So Fashion Week goes from 9 a.m. to 9 at night. So when it starts, the first couple of days, you're dealing with all the new designers. Okay. So these are new designers who just came in and they really don't know the industry, they're really learning, but they just become corporate. So that means that their stuff is able to be sent to distribution. They don't have a lot of knowledge about the fashion world or what have you. So these are the designers you're given, which most people don't come to those shows. So you won't have many celebrities at those shows during the day. They're doing the day and all of that, and you won't see them. At night, you have your major designers like Donatella Versace, Tom Ford, Calvin Klein, Nina Ferrucci. So you have all these major designers at night. And long story short, I was training these models for some designer. I don't even remember her name because she was so new. Sue Wong or somebody. But anyway, I'm down there and she didn't know English. And it was just crazy. But Donatella Versace was standing over the backboard and she saw me training the models. And she hired me that day to train her models and fired her coordinator and hired me to train her model and sent the coordinator back to back to home. And we were in New York. And she hired me immediately on the spot. And nothing had ever happened like that before in my life. And that got me where I needed to be. Because after her, then I got Tom Ford, then I got Kevin Klein. So then I started working with the major designers. And that changed my job with the whole fashion week. That made me love what I do. Really love it.
Well, I am always has admired you from the time we met. You've done the cancer, several benefit fashion shows, and then I think we met then. There was
Yes, I did the cancer show, and that's where we met.
Group of people, and I was actually on the as a designer. At the time, and we connected then. And since then, I've done work throughout the years. You've come down to Columbia, where I'm from, and I had a lot of workshops then. I have this big vision of giving back to the youth, and I know we are kindred spirits with that, giving back to young people and the young ladies about the personal development plus the knowledge and wisdom behind the industry itself. Yeah.
And that's why we don't want to lessen your importance. Because we don't want to lessen your importance and show how important it is to have someone like you.
Oh.
Because, like I said,
thank you.
If I'd have had someone like you back in those days, able to have these workshops and have someone to teach me the information I needed to know, I would never have had to go through the stumbles and things that I went through.
Yeah.
I went through a lot of stumbles.
Yeah, and I'm saying that too because we have a workshop coming up.
Yay!
We have the AL model workshop coming up tomorrow.
Tomorrow
From 10 to 4 here at Spring Hill. We have a space there at Spring Hill Marriott.
We will be there tonight. Today you guys are meeting Michael Jones, but tomorrow you will meet Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
And he's different.
It's gonna be electrifying. It's gonna be impactful. Yeah. I am so excited about what the young ladies are going to receive tomorrow. I'm really appreciative of you coming in because I know that they're getting a wealth of a lot.
They're going to get a lot of information. As y'all can see, I'm full of a lot of information. And that's what age does.
And also, too, they're going to get the Mike Jones runway walk.
Ooh. I'm ready to, y'all. I got some new to teach y'all.
I
got some new to teach
y'all.
The
transformation. Like I said, we've done this together. We've had workshops before, and I have one young lady in particular in mind that was there.
Treasure.
And Miss Treasure Curtis. We love you, Treasure. You had experience with her, and Treasure is
I did.
A beautiful swan.
She has turned to a beautiful swan.
A beautiful swan, taking it in, taking it on. So us together, I'm just looking forward to tomorrow and what we're going to impart to these young ladies. So I appreciate you coming all the way and taking out of your busy schedule to come in and sharing my vision.
Man,
so I appreciate you.
I love it, and I'm so proud of Anna and her too, and her little. And look, she's got this nice, beautiful studio, you guys. She's got these beautiful, beautiful posts of her, and I just love it. And you have to clap for your friends, and I'm clapping for her.
I appreciate it.
And not just as a friend, but as a business person. You know that she's accomplished a lot. And she's come a long way with this, and I'm so proud of her and so happy for her. So
Evolving.
I'm happy for her right now.
Evolving. Houston need you. We were out.
Don't say that in front of friends.
Yes. We were out talking. Had dinner last night with Fran. She was there in St. Louis and helped you out.
Yes, Fran used to work with me, and I love her for that because. Like I said, a lot of people make a lot of judgments when you're in this business, and they treat you a certain kind of way because of that, and they don't want to work with you. Even though they know you're great, they still don't want.
Lots of egos.
Yeah. So, Fran, she was just there and helped and did everything I needed her to do, and because I was traveling and trying to work a show, and that's hard when you're traveling and trying to do something in one state. So yeah, that was great. And I think, like I said, I thank God for all the people He always putting in my life to make things come together, because it takes a village.
It does. It takes hands
One
on
person
deck.
cannot do anything.
It takes hands on deck. So with that being said, we are ready for that. We're also ready for fashion shows here in Houston, like Joan Flavors and Touch and Love, because you do it from your heart. And I know you do it from your heart. And when you get in a room, you're focused and the passion's there. I can relate to that. And that's what I want, every time whatever I do, and especially when I work with the young ladies or the young, because I've had men too.
Yeah.
Tell me, before we close up, you have you're connected or collaborating with another workshop.
Oh yeah, Robert Ford, August 13th.
Yes.
August 13th, I'll be in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm going to be basically helping Robert Ford. He's a young man, a golf pro actually, and he's from Alabama, and he has his own suit warehouse.
Yes, that's
And
highlight that.
so what we're doing is we're going to give 20 young men who've never had suits, brand new suits. We're going to get them haircuts. We're going to give them shoes. We're going to interview them. We're going to talk to them about their future, what they want to do in their future, and give them a little clip to take with them to try to motivate them in the future. So it's all about helping the kids. That's our future, and that's where we're going with that. And like I said, for me, it's always the give back, and this is a part of that, the give back. To put these young men in these suits.
Changing lives.
We talk about the kids all the time. All these guys shooting and this and that. Well, then we have these type of opportunities come up. Help them out, sign them up. Hey, let me sign my son up. He needs to do something like this.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm looking for 20 young men. I'm signing them up now in St. Louis, Missouri for the Dress for Success, and that's what it's called.
Tell them, how can we reach you?
Yeah, so you can reach me in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
My phone number is, and keep it to your heart, 314-536-34519. Give out my live number, because I don't like where people work through other people to get to me, because a lot of times it's a lot of mess.
Okay.
So come right to me. Come right to me, yes. And my email is bjmprodd@yahoo.com.
And you're on social media?
Yes, I'm on social media. It's Mike Jones Runway Coach on Instagram and Michael Jones Coordinator on Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mike. I love you.
I love you back.
Yes. And I'm looking forward to all that we are going to do, have done, bless, appreciate it, and all that we're going to do in the future. And again, thank you for taking the time out to be on the Anna Linzie Show.
Thank you, Anna Linzie.
Yes, guys, thank you so much. That was so fulfilling. I knew it would be. We were right here today at doing the Anna Linzie Show on ClarkeTVNetwork, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. We have here on Mondays at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time every Monday, and we will be continuing bringing you lifestyles, life-changing topics and guests, and I'm just looking forward to seeing you guys, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.